Al Weissman in a nutshell. We're back. And today we're spending some time with David Burton, who works under the name Davids Bazaar. He's got a gig coming up in Great America. And he'll be on the stage with no one else up there, and the mountains of people flowing around on that day because that's when the water park opens. So it should be a gas.
Should be
a lot of fun. Any other gigs coming up?
Oh, yeah. We got lots of gigs coming up.
Tell us about gigs.
Yeah, I mean, if theme parks aren't your thing, the next Saturday night, May 31st, I'll be jamming at the Arrowhead Golf Club in Wheaton. And I think my next non-theme park appearance in Lake County will be on Sunday afternoon, July 22nd, at the Port of Blarney in Antioch.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. So,
how long do you have at the port? How much do they give you? How much time do they give you?
They give me 4 hours there. So
holy mackerel!
It's an afternoon show. It's on a Sunday. It's like kind of my annual excursion there. I get pretty much one show a summer there, and so that is.
Maybe we'll boat over there and.
Yeah, no, it's actually not on the island. Okay, the island is.
You'll be at the port.
At the port, yeah, okay. I'll be at the port. So in other words, I'm like the warm up act for as you're boarding the boat. That's where I play.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I've seen those acts over there. Sometimes they get some pretty good acts over there.
They do.
Well, obviously, they're going to get a good one here.
Well, thank you.
On July 22nd,
and that's that'll be. I think it's 1 to 5 in the afternoon. Now you check my website, davidsbazaar.com for details. I'm pretty sure it's 1 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon there.
Okay.
And then for any listeners that are north of the border here in Wisconsin, I've got a show at a place called Zuzak's. I've never been there before, but it's in I think this is Ripon, Wisconsin.
Ripon.
Ripon. All right, I knew I was saying it wrong. But that is going to be July 4th weekend, Saturday, July 5th, as a matter of fact. I do a private show up in on the 4th of July every year up in Crivets, but this one kind of goes with it. This is open to the public, and it's at Zuzak's. So
cool.
It's another one of those. And, for any other, I got a whole bunch of dates, so just check the website, davidsbazaar.com, or the Facebook page. And while you're there, give me a like. And if you've gone that far, you might as well go to In a Nutshell with Al Weissman and click on like there, too.
I'll second that emotion. Davids Bazaar is DAVIDSBAZAAR?
That is correct, yes. Thanks for clarifying that, because it is not the other, the BIZARRE. It is not that one.
No, we've gone all the way Bazaar with this one.
All the way. And the double A's.
DAVIDSBAZAAR.com, and now you'll find the full schedule of upcoming gigs for David. I take it that if somebody wanted to hire you for a bar mitzvah, a circumcision, a birthday party, a wedding, whatever, that they could do that through your website as well. Is that correct?
They may. That's the good place to find all that stuff. There's audio samples, there's upcoming dates, a bio, even a list of songs that people will pull up on their smartphones at shows and say, hey, I like this song off your list. Can you play this one? And I can.
Do you get a lot of circumcision business?
I haven't had one of those yet. I'm looking forward to it, though. There's a song by Peter Murphy called "Cuts You Up." I think that would be.
You've probably had one.
Watch out for the hors d'oeuvres, though. You never know. So go ahead, play us another tune, please.
Sure. This next one was inspired by the actual spring-like weather that we're having today in the spring here in the Chicago area. And it's a song called Beautiful. It's the closing track of Amy Mann's 2005 album, The Forgotten Arm. This is one that I actually have recorded on my website as well, so there's a version there as well. The Forgotten Arm, great album. Strongly suggest you all run out and buy it right after this show.
Okay.
You pulled up and parked your Eldorado. We said hi and kissed with some bravado. Well, I got out my camera and was laughing. Happy it was you I'm photographing. So we drove to the ferry, with a cat and canary. I said, baby, it's scary when it's so beautiful. So why does it hurt me to feel so much tenderness? Beautiful, you little wonder, you. Baby, once I held your hand and kissed you. Baby, I just once hauled off and hit you. 'Cause I can't even stand it, and I don't want to end it. To be perfectly candid, baby, you're beautiful. So why does it hurt me to feel so much tenderness? Beautiful, I wish you could see it too. And all I have to do today is make you happy. And all the thing you have to say is it's all lovely, baby. Late that night we checked into the Bellevue. Held you close, but baby, couldn't tell you. So we stayed in our Calvins, and we swore we'd be best friends. Looked through the Zoom lens and thought you were beautiful. So why does it hurt me to feel so much tenderness? Beautiful, baby, I'm dazzled by the view. Beautiful, you don't need to tell me I'm completely powerless. Beautiful, I wish you could see it too. I wish you could see it too. I wish you could see it too. Baby, how I see you.
Nice, very nice. Now, I wanted to mention that in the studio with us today, besides David Burton, is Marge Simpson. How you doing, Marge?
Good, Alan. How about you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. So, how's the family?
Very good, thank you.
Has Homer been behaving himself lately?
Well, he's up to his usual antics, Alan.
Uh-oh. Is that good or bad?
Wow.
Usually, it's not good.
No. The other day, I was just trying to take a relaxing shower. You know, Alan, the shower's the only place I have to myself. I actually get to have my own thoughts there, which I was trying to do when I was so rudely interrupted by sudden freezing cold water to my back.
You ran out of hot water? Maybe you need a new hot water heater, larger size maybe?
Not exactly. You see, Alan, while I was showering, and unbeknownst to me, Homie had snuck in, and when he was done doing his business, he flushed the toilet, and a large billowing brown cloud of nasty odor rose above my shower stall. I could almost taste it. It was horrible.
I can imagine. What in the world did you do? I would have killed the son of a gun.
I yelled, "Homie!" And he just yelled out, "Dole!" Not "I'm sorry, honey." He just seemed frustrated that I figured out who had snuck in unnoticed.
So what happened?
Well, the next thing I knew, I woke up in a rescue squad, and the paramedics said I was overcome by the dense methane.
That's believable. Whoa.
They said that several of the immediate neighbors were also overcome. They insisted that the septic system must have backed up. I said, "We don't even have a septic system. That was just my homie."
I remember reading some time ago that a lot of the ozone layer problems were being blamed on bovine methane. Did you ever read about that in the paper?
I
Flatulence
did.
from cows.
I did, but I think homie was hanging out in those fields.
I think maybe it was really Homer altogether. Sounds like he creates a lot of methane.
He does, believe me.
A few years ago, it really was reported that a major part of the problem with the atmosphere was coming from the cows that were grazing in fields.
Very interesting.
It's because they didn't know about homie.
That's probably true. I'm sure that's true. So what else can you tell us about What's going on for you, David?
Well, I don't know if I can follow that one. Let's see.
Do you play anything? You have played other instruments. I think you talked about that last time. You played the banjo for a while, but you quickly got rid of that.
That's how I started, guitar. Right? That was how I started. I decided, it wasn't exactly the cool thing back in my teen years. Although, it's making a comeback now, of course. But back then, it was very uncool to play the banjo. So I morphed into the guitar.
Yeah.
And I play a few other stringed instruments as well. But hardly ever touch any of those anymore. It's just one of those things, where you got a winner, you stick with it. It's nice because I got a lot of when I go out and do my shows, I have a lot of little percussion instruments, so I can make the show a little interactive. Especially when there's kids there, because they're usually uninhibited, and you just hand them a maraca and they're having a great time. So
yeah. Elle Morgan. It was interesting when Elle Morgan said that she also plays the flute. Of course, the problem with the flute is you can't sing and play the flute. You got to either play the flute or sing. It's not one of those choice instruments where you can go either way, like a guitar, or do both at the same time. Maybe we could have her on the show one time playing a flute. And you playing your guitar.
And you playing the kazoo.
I'll play the kazoo. My kazoo playing is amazing.
I've heard it's top notch.
So, would you honor us with one more tune? We have a little bit more time here today.
Sure, I will do that.
Please.
Let's do. We kind of did all these little, semi artsy songs here, so I'm going to do a fun one. This is one that my wonderful wife Carol suggested, and this one will certainly be on the list on Saturday, Great America. So let's try this.
What's the name of this one?
I think you'll know it, but
go ahead.
I won't blow it for anybody until and I'll reveal it at the end of the song in case you don't.
Okay.
You'll say we've got nothing in common, no common ground to start from, that we're falling apart. You'll say the world has come between us, our lives have come between us, still you just don't care. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember the film, and as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's the one thing we got. Well, I see you're the only one who knew me, and now your eyes see through me. I guess I was wrong. So what now? It's plain to see we're over, and I hate when things are over with so much left undone. Well, I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember the film, and as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's the one thing we got. You'll say we've got nothing in common, no common ground to start from, that we're falling apart. You'll say a world has come between us, our lives have come between us, still you just don't care. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember the film, and as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's the one thing we got. And I said, what about
Breakfast at Tiffany's, she said, I think I remember the film, and as I recall, I think they both kind of liked it, and I said, well, that's one thing God.
Nice. Very nice. David Burton.
Thank you.
Al Weissman in a nutshell. Now, we are going to be having a new feature, which really starts next week, but we're going to give a little bit of a flavor of it. Now, maybe that's the wrong word to use. We're going to have a feature where we are going to be reviewing bathrooms in Lake County. And so if anybody has a particular bathroom that you think that you'd like to bring to our attention, just post it on our website, and, we'll check it out and we'll do a review of it. We're going to review, the cleanliness. Are any of the fixtures broken? Are the mirrors there? Is there toilet paper? Is it harsh toilet paper? Is it comfortable?
We're going to name the name of these places, so
be
prepared with those bathrooms. Clean your bathrooms.
A warning to all proprietors, keep your bathrooms clean, because we are going to be talking it up about bathrooms. So we're going to call that Lou Review. And
that's L-O-O.
L-O-O, right. And that's why we
Not Lou Diamond Phillips or anything. It's Lou, like
right.
toilet.
So, but we have we can give you a little idea of what our Lou review is going to. And I understand you have one prepared, Marge. Is that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I had about as much luck as we did having the Lou review song done today. Not a lot of luck.
It wasn't a lot of luck, no.
But I went to the marathon on 134 in Fairfield in Round Lake. And I asked the proprietor, may I use your restroom? And this very nice Indian proprietor said, the bathroom is out of order, very sorry. And he abruptly walked away.
Oh, my goodness. What are you supposed to do?
I would say that wouldn't have been a good review.
What in the heck are you? That's a bad review.
See?
What are you supposed to do? There's no more bath in that area in particular.
You can't do there, that's for sure.
There's no bathrooms too close over there. You've got to go quite a distance, holding it in, aching.
We did. We held
crying
it in.
Sometimes.
Sounds like a 0-star review to me.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. He gets a -1.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that.
It was terrible.
But that is actually something that happened to you, isn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Of course, they have bathrooms that accommodate two-dimensional, and then they have bathrooms that accommodate three-dimensional.
Well, when it comes to that, and if the doors are locked, I just slide under the door. It's not a big deal.
Oh. But in this case, there was no bathroom to go into.
There was no bathroom. Well, he said there was one, but it was very out of order. Very sorry.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear that.
I was too.
But thank you for the review. I'm glad you took the time to write it up for us today.
Thank you.
So now, I briefly wanted to mention something about plagiarism. It's kind of bizarre. Led Zeppelin has been slapped with a lawsuit for plagiarism for Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, yeah.
You believe this?
I did read about that.
Yeah. I actually, if people were paying attention to In a Nutshell a year ago, I actually mentioned the fact that somebody else had written the song that contained the opening lines, The Stairway to Heaven. But, of course, there was no plagiarism suit pending. It appeared that they had gotten away with it clean at that time because nobody had raised a stink about it for 30 years or so. So,
In a Nutshell brought it to the light.
The lawsuit alleges that the iconic guitar opening of the song was ripped off from a band called Spirit, a California-based band that reached its zenith in the late 1960s. The trust of the late Randy California, the frontman of the band, as well as bassist Mark Andes, are joining forces in the lawsuit ahead of the Led Zeppelin re-release. And that's what's giving him the ability to bring this action now. Because now they're going to re-release the song.
There's no statute of limitations if they reopen it, right?
It's not a question of... The applicable term is actually laches. The statute of limitation is only, as it applies to songs, as I understand it, under the copyright law, is 3 years.
Oh.
But laches is a doctrine of equity that indicates fairness. Is it fair to allow these people to bring their action at this point in time under the circumstances that are attendant on, in this particular case? And the fact of the matter is they're re-releasing the song. Now they're going to make new money on this song. So the courts feel that it is now equitable to allow them to bring this action again. Because there was recently a case against MGM. Maybe I should wait until next week with this. because it's getting towards the end of the show. We're going to talk about Latchies next week. Tune in next week for an exciting discussion of legal terminology. But the point is, a relative of someone who wrote a book that was very similar to Raging Bull was allowed to bring a lawsuit against MGM 18 years later. And so that kind of brought open the idea of Latchies.
Okay, but I do have to read something.
Go right ahead.
There was a class valedictorian that quoted her motto for the school, I guess their motto. So you must hear this. It was some school that was unnamed where I read, "We have not followed where the path has led, but we have went where there is no path and left a trail."
Oh, my goodness.
She might need to go back to school.
Yes. Who wrote that?
They didn't say she was the class valedictorian.
She was the valedictorian.
Valedictorian, though, so that was scary.
I'm not going to comment about that because then people become offended when you talk about the probable mental status. However, that is about all the show we have time for today. I want to thank L. Morgan for appearing on In a Nutshell today, and we thank Liz Turner for coming on In a Nutshell. You gals did a phenomenal job. Your singing and musicianship was really great, and you were fun to talk with. Also, I'd like to thank David Burton for stopping by today, for taking a little time to talk with us and entertaining us with his wonderful talent, letting us know about his impending Great America gig, and for appearing on In a Nutshell. Thank you so much, David.
You're very welcome. Can I make one more little quick comment?
Yeah, sure.
I want to... with the start of Memorial Day weekend just a few hours away, I wanted to offer up my gracious thanks to all of our fallen American heroes that are out there listening today.
Well, that was nice. We definitely endorse that. Anyone who gets a chance should stop out at Great America this Memorial Day weekend. We have some great shows planned for the next several weeks. On today's show, you heard the unique talents of L. Morgan and our friend Liz Turner. Also, we were entertained by David Burton. Next week, Betty Blue Band is scheduled to appear on In a Nutshell, and that should be one heck of a show. The week after that, we will be visited by one of the founding members of Nine Inch Nails, so that should be kind of cool. So I asked him, and I spoke to him on the phone a little while ago, and I asked him to bring in some music.
James Woolley.
I asked him to bring in some music, or I said, can you direct me to a website where I could find some of your, some stuff that I could have here in the studio ready to go. And he said, well, I did some stuff with Rob Halfin from Judas Priest. He says, I've worked with
Just
Marilyn Manson.
people.
So it was kind of cool. It was very cool. We're going to have a good time with them. And he's here to talk about an upcoming event also. So that's great. This is In a Nutshell, and this is where you hear the coolest stuff about music anywhere around and the best live entertainment. Rest assured, there will be a lot of talent over coming weeks and months as we burst through spring right into summer. And I want to thank Dolores Weissman, without whose active support and energetic participation, this show wouldn't be half as much fun as it is.
Thank you,
Dolores.
Thank you.
I want to personally thank you for listening to In a Nutshell today. I hope you enjoyed the show, found it fun, entertaining, and informative. If you'd like to comment about today's show, or if you have a talent or something to say, or if you have a bathroom that you'd like us to review, just stop by over at www.facebook.com/inanutshell with Al Weissman, and in turn be enabled to send you our feeds so we can let you know when people like former members of Nine Inch Nails and David Burton
Davids Bazaar
and other people are going to be appearing on our show, which is kind of cool. And we do not inundate the web with announcements or other stuff. We talk about pretty much what's going to be on the show. Every once in a while we find something funny, so we'll post it. But tell your friends and neighbors to tune in each week. Same great time, same great station. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great week. My name is Al Weissman, and I authorized the content of this show.
Now, this is me in a nutshell. Help! I'm in a nutshell! How did I get into this nutshell? Look at the size of this bloody great big nutshell. What sort of shell has a nut like this? I mean, this is crazy.